Hi friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and my friend Ling and I are here today to talk to you about some really exciting books that we want to share. Now, this week, a really important thing happened, and that is Martin Luther King Day. So because of that, I thought it would be really neat to talk about some books that were written about people of color, and they were written by people of color. And that's a really cool way to honor Martin Luther King and his legacy, right? So the very first one I want to talk about is called Hidden Figures. Now this might sound familiar because this is also a grown-up book too. This is the young readers edition. So there's a book for grown-ups, and then there's also this book, which is written specifically for children. And I don't really talk about a lot of nonfiction books in these videos, but this one I really want to mention because it's really amazing. It's a fantastic book. And it sounds almost like it's fiction, but it's a true story. It's about these four amazing, spectacular women who helped the United States go into space for the first time. Whoa, isn't that amazing? So these four women, and their names are Dorothy Vaughan, Mary Jackson, Katherine Johnson, and Christine Darden. And because of them, we were able to go into space because of all the really cool math that they knew how to do. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but I am so bad at math. So that just makes these women seem like superheroes to me. They also lived and triumphed during some really interesting times in the U.S. history. The Cold War, the space race, the Civil Rights Movement, and the fight for gender equality. So these are just amazing women, and this is an amazing story. So even if you're not crazy about nonfiction, I would really highly recommend reading this book, especially this time of year. And if you want, there's a movie too. So you could read this book, you could have your grown-up read the adult version, and then maybe you could talk about it. It's a really cool book to talk about with your grown-up, especially since, like I said, there's an adult version of this book and a movie as well. So this book is called Hidden Figures. Super good. The next book is a really fun story, and it's called The Last Mirror on the Left, and it's by Lamar, Giles. Now, this is actually the second book in a series, and you don't have to read the first book first. You can start off with this one. That's actually what I did. I actually got this mistaken and thought this was the first book, so I read this first. And it's really fun. The first book is called The Last Day of Summer. But what this book is about, it's about these two cousins, Otto and Sheed, and they are the best detectives in their town. They love solving mysteries, they love going on adventures, and there is this crazy mirror universe where all these fantastic things happen. And one of the prison wardens in charge there comes and needs their help because a criminal has stolen some of their magic mirrors, and they need the boys' help to get them back. So this book has everything. It has stolen magic mirrors, intergalactic police wardens, fun, adventure, and a lot of family hijinks too. It was really fun to watch both of these cousins they fight and they love each other, but they're family, right? So it's just all these crazy relationships and hilarious adventures that happen. And I would love to read you just the first couple paragraphs of this book, just so you get an idea of the humor in this. The first chapter is called Sheed is Probably Going to Punch Otto. In the opinion of Sheed Alston, one half of the duo, known as the legendary Alston Boys of Logan County, his cousin Otto, the other more annoying half, sometimes needed to be punched. Sheed had come to the conclusion a few years ago, when Otto got on this whole dinosaur thing. Don't get it twisted, dinosaurs were, and still are, super cool. But even something super cool like dinosaurs became less cool when Otto insisted on knowing every single fact in the world about them, then insisted Sheed know that he knew every single fact in the world about them. All day, every day. So that just gives you a little bit of a hint about the relationship between these two boys. It's so much fun, lots of adventure, and like I said, just an overall really great book. I recommend this one and also the first book. And like I said, you don't have to read them in any kind of order, but this is a fantastic series. The Last Mirror on the Left. And last but not least, Look Both Ways by Jason Reynolds. I am a huge fan of this author. He has written some phenomenal books for young people. And this book in particular, if you see this thing here, this is a book won the Coretta Scott King Award. Isn't that a beautiful award right here? And that award celebrates peace, honor, brotherhood, and nonviolent social change. So this is his newest book. So I'm really excited to talk about this today. If you haven't read anything else by him, it's fine. This could be your first jump into his books. And look at the back of this. How you gonna change the world? Wow. That's a pretty cool back cover, right? And it really makes you think, how are you gonna change the world? So this book is really, really unique. And the reason why it's really unique is because it takes place, there's 10 different stories in this book. All takes place with different characters, but the one thing in common is it takes place on the walk home from school. So school lets out for the day. All these kids go in their various directions to get home. Some are walking, some are biking, some are taking transportation. And it's all about the walk home and what that walk home is like for all these different characters and how they are connected. Wow, isn't that really cool? Have you ever read a book like that before? I don't think you have, because this is the first time I've read a book like this, and it was amazing. So I really recommend you give it a try. It's so fantastic. Plus, it's really short, so it's quick. You'll get through it like that. Fantastic book. And that's Look Both Ways by Jason Reynolds. Well, my friends, that's what I have for you today. I hope these books sound really cool and exciting. If you do like them and they sound interesting to you, please feel free to put them on hold at the Farmington Community Library. They are available there, and you can pick them up during our curbside service hours. Thank you so much, my friends, and have a wonderful rest of the day.